Yeah, and a good attempt at that. You see them surviving, them understanding what they have to do here in these moments. And these are the crucial moments when you are in game. You have to make the right decisions if you want to really put some points up on the board. And that's why you see in these moments the good versus the maybe not as good. You see the players that could potentially make their way into a top 10 spot in that leaderboard, or you could watch the players begin to fall now. But the focus is on here for Moo Academy, Rihan, and Clover. They're doing a really good job controlling the layer that they are on. They understand that there's so many other players rotating around them. You see Moo actually doing a really good job of controlling the zone from ahead, as Clover just getting eliminations here with Rihan. This is a really good start for them in game number 1.
Yeah, and that's Calc's team right there, who's going to lose a member who's River. So it's up to Calc there pretty much by himself here to work alongside Slick there in the low ground. He's going to have to get his move on for Clover, though. They're looking for a layer change. Okay, this is that aggressive type play. Never mind. Clover's going to jump on down, says, hey, where is the IGL? Where is our leader? You see Rihan really taking the advantage of the tarp here, all of a sudden sweeping on out and playing a textbook as well, right? So he's around the outside. This is, again, a real clean, efficient type of Fortnite gameplay we're watching right now. This is the kind of high-level comp play that you want to see a team develop and play out. And now Moo Academy takes over the tarp as well. So again, flexing out that they have teams here or players on this team that can do multiple different types of roles. NQ's gonna get taken out there. Mongrel's gonna find one in the feed as well. So the EU boys are still in here. There's a couple. I see Podesai down low. On high ground though, Screams, Doug, Yusa, they have the height. On low ground, it's Force, Fireban, and Lucia trying to make their comeback right now for Elims.
Yeah, and that's a comeback to say the least. You see them working really well on the low ground, as high ground is just continually, people are fighting for it. You see these moments come to life as Nosh gets the knock there on Nikov. That's a huge conversion there for them. It's actually Booga going to be able to get that full elimination. You see in the elimination feed, Moo Academy taking out Screams. You see Cold ripped. You see taking out Funny. I mean, look. That's what you want to see, right? You want to see the people fighting for height, getting those eliminations so we can finally have a definitive person on the high ground.
So it looks like Rihan also found an Elim. So that means Moo Academy and Rihan might potentially have high ground right now. If they found that full trio wipe up there, which means they went crazy playing for the height. And yes, they are successfully on high ground. Clover, Rihan, and of course Moo Academy have managed to pull this off here. Now at 7 eliminations, we were just on their POV. They did not look any better than they were down in the low ground. Now they're looking phenomenal up here up top. Medium ammunition a little low right now, but Moo's getting down and dirty. He's looking to get inside those boxes, get close here, and this is that aggressive type playstyle. This is the type of playstyle you see Kanata typically look to employ, right? Get really close to those boxes and find those refreshers. Mongrel somehow in the mix here still, finally falls here to Booga now. Booga is trying to get active. Booga's gonna find another one, and these are the big follow-ups we're hoping for Booga here. And again, we are just finally about to approach this top 5 for Panda.
I gotta say, man, Booga goes from playing with Cypher PK and Nate Hill all day to switching it up, putting himself in action in the Cash Cup Extra, and showing that he is still one of the most talented players. I mean, a huge shout out for him getting his own skin and rocking it here in the Cash Cup Extra, as he just gets elimination after elimination.
I mean, listen, Booga is in the game, guys. He is quite literally in the game, virtually and now physically at home, going and getting active there. Top 4 performance for him. Not bad at all. Rihan is going to get taken out there, so that's the high ground team that has to be careful. Fireban and Key, they get landed on, though. Crumble's going to get an exchange there. Fireban is still alive. Larson is going to be the siphon of choice here, and Fireban. Yeah, the number's definitely going to be getting cut here. But, you know, again, you just... That really does come down to the volatility behind the Cash Cup Extra. You just don't know who's at the drop. These fights are going to happen. The rotates players are naturally going to be crossing paths, right? So there's just only so much preparation you can do. This is about as real of a competition, or as hard as it's going to ever get, right? You put a bunch of great players all in the same game, and then you add that volatility of the draw spots and, of course, the landing locations nearby. So, yeah, naturally, it is going to be a little bit lighter here. 4ZR, though, makes it to another endgame now. Nikov and Podesai playing for the high ground here. Look at this. They're going to land at frontside zone, crank their way up, and secure it there. So now EU is on height. I don't see them really losing this game if they have the materials to hold out, though, Panda. I mean, that is the position you want to be in right now, as the zone is not going to stop moving from here on out. That's it. We're past the halfway. So this zone's going to continue to roll on now.
It is. It's going to continue to roll on, and these players are going to have to roll on with it if they want to continue to get these placement points. Because look, while eliminations are nice and they do definitely add some points to the board, you also have to think about the amount of placement points up for grabs. And with a team like Senna just barely above the damage threshold here for Storm Surge, they're going to have to get eliminations. They're going to have to get some tags up, but they also need to do it smart. They can't afford to overextend and find themselves in a compromised position this far in the game.
No, trying to play it nice and smart here. Sweep their way around the outside. Senna does make a couple misplays there. Takes a little bit of the tick there to the Storm, but it's okay. He is doing an exceptional job of keeping his team alive right now and away from all the other opponents. Here's another surge warning. 10 seconds until this one kicks off. So this is really going to start forcing players' hands now. And although it's just a warning, although the likelihood of them staying underneath or just so close is not really there, it still puts fear in the players' hearts. It still forces players to go ahead and interact with one another, look for the fight, take those shots, and open up the risk across the board. Degen, though, works his way up a little bit higher now. He's on the layer with the other opponents. Duke the roller in users, my gosh, already on 10 eliminations here with multiple opponents still left in the lobby here to pick from. So this could be another big pop-off game to throw them into top 10.
Well, look, with the momentum that Duke users and D-Roller have right now, they could find themselves getting a victory royale if they play this correctly. You see all these other players just continuing to go down, them with 11 eliminations and everything in the arsenal to make some big things happen here. They just need to continue that momentum forward. With Castry end up going down there. You see Degen going down in the elimination feed. Elite 7 going down. Skittles going down. I mean, look, these players are dwindling. Now it's up to Duke, D-Roller, and users to just stay alive.
Just stay alive now is all they have to do here. A minute on the clock until things fully close out here, Panda. I mean, Duke, DeRoller, and crew, they are already at 12 elims. They're looking so good right now. If they can just continue to squeeze out these placement points, that is truly all they are going to need on high ground. I talked about it. The vets of Podesai, Nikov, they weren't going to lose it. They lost the player, but it's not enough for them to lose the game, not just yet. As a two-man operation, though, it is still going to be close, but look at this, man. They're still going. Duke and crew popping off right now.
Ooh, yes, they are, as they take out Viral right there. And look, you see users is definitely weak, but still holding on. Nikov holding the high ground, though. You see him in that classic Zate position, staying just a little bit separated from his team on the high ground and doing it oh so well. As Chaotic now getting involved here in the mid ground. You see I believe that's 3 chug cannons here amongst this team. So that is going to be a huge advantage for them if it goes to a heal off.
Yeah, definitely. This game has been effectively won by this trio. Like, all they have to do is literally continue to stomp their way through. They have all the heals to honestly keep all of them alive, but it'd be even better if they just dropped them. But look, they're not stopping here. They want all the points in the process as well. And look here, they're going ahead and keeping each other alive. So they want to win as a trio. Nikov jumps inside the box, though. That was risky. One of those chug cannons are now down. Podesai comes in as well. They try to do something big, and it's not going to be enough. Chaotic, though, is alive here. He's trying to go ahead and stay up. Duke is on the hunt. It's not going to be enough. Chaotic wins it out by default, but Chug, our boys of Booga, Nosh, and Avery, remember, they are well inside the top 10, and with just such a strong game right here, they're setting themselves up to continue to be on pace to either one, get to top 5, maybe top 3, but surely maintain their top 10 right now.
It's crazy to look at just the amount of players still left in this and how much it's dwindled down. But you see players like Booga, Avery, Nosh, Slacks, Jack, Acorn, they are still on the run, and it looks like you're going to continue to see them here in the elimination feed. And there it is. Moo just thought he escaped, but it was not going to work out for him as Booga gets the headshot snipe onto Moo Academy. That is a tough situation, to say the least, but some points on the board here for Booga, Avery, and Nosh.
He's just insane. The guy's on fire. I'm telling you, there's something about, like I was trying to tell you guys, there's just something about when it just clicks, when you're feeling good, right? Like, Booga he's living a time of his life right now. He's literally...
You definitely do, especially in a game like this where you've watched Booga, Avery, and Nosh's name continually roll through that elimination feed, because you can see it right there. They have 11 eliminations on the board thus far. Oh my gosh, does Booga realize it? And he does it. He gets caught out and immediately put in a blender as Booga goes down. Now Kwa, Nico, and Paper trying to make something happen. But the question is, I was about to say, where is Nosh and Avery? And there they are. They're going to try to kind of recoup this and disengage. They know they still have a lot of placement points that they can walk away with. So I think they're doing the smart thing here and completely disengaging.
Yeah, honestly, like, you usually hate to see your teammates so far off, but luckily they were, because they would have all gotten trapped inside that box and taken out here. Again, it's just going to work out for them here. Fortune is gonna favor them this time around, and at least they're alive here. They're seeing a team be a little passive with them, and I think that's giving them the green light right now to try and decide, hey, do we just take this fight here? Like, these guys based out, they didn't look back at us. Like, maybe this is a weaker team, right, than we are, and we can probably take advantage. Could that be a solo, right, when someone's just trying to really put up a front here and build out those big boxes? You know, little do they know it is a duo team, so the hunch is right. But here it is. Launch pads are going to come out. They're not even going to need to take this fight. Instead, they get a free rotate out of it here, and there it is. So Nosh and Avery are still up. What can they do without Booga? Booga, who had the leading elims on the trio here. They're going to take the fight. That's a tag onto Screams here. Nosh is feeling it. He's going to get inside the box. Avery goes down, though. But, hey, it's a good elim either way. That's 6 points right there. These are all enemy builds, okay? He's going to have to continue to branch out here. Ooh, almost goes for the no scope there. It was not loaded, and it might have actually been a mistake. You see, he switches back into the pump. He had to pick that up. If he had the pump, that might have been different.
That may have been different. That's why you see him go back for it. He says, you know what? I'm not leaving without this power weapon and the epic pump shotgun. And to say the least, it's still going to work out in their favor, as he is going to be able to pick up Avery here, despite the pressure coming out. Oh, no. As I say that, Yusa actually not only continues to apply pressure, but takes the wall from him for a second. So that could have been, or that could have spelled doom here for Nosh, but he's still going to continue to fight it. Yusa still just trying to push in. Big tags coming off onto Yusa, and Yusa now getting eliminated. Will he be able to pick up Avery? Yes. And now there it is, the clean pickup on Avery, as all these other teams are just fighting up above.
And the crazy thing about this game is not only was it a successful W key, right, for Nosh, Avery, and Booga, it's a successful end game. Like, it's a free end game. These guys have done phenomenal work in cleaning up the lobby, but more importantly, surviving till the very end. They are in a top nearly 5 situation. There are placement points about to be given out, all because Nosh and Avery managed to just survive long enough, right? 17 players may seem like a lot, but it's only 6 teams, which means that there are a bunch of full teams up right now. Them being one of the few fragmented trios that are left in this game here. So just again, just a great game. This is, I would not be surprised if we see them in the top 3 after this one. Okay, Nani, I know the peppers make you move pretty quick. You missed the launch pad completely there, but you know, he's still in this. He's got all, you know, everything that he needs right now to go ahead and continue to maintain this positioning here. But this is where it's going to become harder now. It's going to be like more of a traditional end game, regardless of how many players are up.
Yeah, and looking at it, we literally moments ago, we were at 24 players. Now we're at 17. And these 17 players are still treating it with respect, right? They know that they're going up against players that are top of their class, so they know they have to be careful when they take these engagements. You see, it looks like Nikov actually just trying to pressure Nosh there down below. This is a tough spot for Avery and Nosh to be in. They're probably going to need to change up layers if they want to successfully make it in. And with 19 builds remaining in Nosh's inventory, he's going to struggle to do just that. So they may even need a refresh here shortly, and I think that's what we're trying to see here from Avery.
Oh, man, I think, you know, Nosh and Avery are feeling it right now. I'm seeing a victory coming up shortly. Like, look, they're still going. There it is. That's the top 5. They're fighting for it. Another elimination there. What's that? I'm trying to do math here, Panda. Help me out. But was it 6 plus 5 plus 3? That sounds like a strong 14 to me. Not bad at all. On high ground, Nani, Durant, and Squish. We started with them. It looks like we might be ending with them. They're still going as well. Just talk about big games right now to stay in the Cash Cup Extra here. It just doesn't stop here. Look at how successful they're being right now.
Yeah, and look at the eliminations here, right? You see 14 eliminations on the board, and this is what we've been discussing this whole time, right? How these players have just relentlessly pushed, shown their aggression, walked away with several eliminations in this lobby, and they've done it against extremely talented players. So will they be able to clutch up? That's the question we want to answer right now, as they are just dominating and raining down from the high ground.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Back to the low we go, though. We saw what's happening up on high ground, the low ground. Oh, no. Nico in Qua. The same players that took out Booga, they swing back around. It comes full circle. They find Nosh and Avery, and that's going to be the end of their story. A top 4 finish. Once again, we see from them. Just, you know, hats off. Great plays here. Nani, Squish, and Durant. I'm telling you, you better not lose this game, guys. You have everything you need here, except for the AR ammunition. Actually, I might have lied. If Nani can't get the refresher for AR here, I think the rude awakening is going to happen right now when he realizes, hey, I can't reload this weapon. It's time to pull out the tactical shotgun, but this is risky plays. Down low, it doesn't matter. He's not going to need it to tack. Has enough shots in the clip there to finish up the job. There's one player in the storm. He can hear the heals going off. They're going to block him off there, Panda. And this is a cakewalk here. It should be all sunshine here. The weather's real nice up here. It's a sunny day in the Fortnite world. And yeah, I think Nani's got this in the bag.
I definitely got to agree with you. You see Nico down below, not in the healthiest position as this trio just relentlessly pushes them. And that is going to be it.
Reading or not overthinking the rotates here. Look at this. He puts his whole entire team in a position to be successful here. Catches another trio. Just clean bait there. And it's so unfortunate that that's James and Gonzalez there because they were so high up in the standings there. They had a true continuing fighting shot to stay inside the top 10. Getting taken out this early is not going to be a part of their agenda. They're not going to be happy about that. Remember, Panda, we're really bleeding into the late half right now. Like, that's it. We're starting to come down to the crunch. So Gonzalo's gonna fall there. You see Alex Sanchez falls as well. So that entire team now completely wiped out. Back to the lobby they go.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of leaderboard placement, right? Edgy, Commandment, Scented. Right now, they're starting to show some signs of life. If you don't know, they've been more or less in that 60th to 90th place range, but now they're just outside of the top 20. Could we see a big comeback for them? And could it result in another second place? Could you imagine the big comeback here from this team in Edgy and Company?
I mean, listen, there's a reason we called them the most consistent, and the stats prove that they were one of the only teams, if not the only team, to consistently continue to get those top 10s. They have the most, I think, by far. So, you know, anything can happen. I'm hoping that they continue to, you know, keep their record-breaking pace like they have been. Like, they're just the crown holders across the board. But Pledge, man, Pledge is just, this is what I'm talking about. We talked about game sense and the angles. This man is literally deciphering all the code here. He's finding all the nooks and crannies. He's finding all the players. He's capitalizing on these opportunities. He is the life of this team right now. Couldn't unfortunately get the math there. Probably wanted them the most, but it's okay because they're on an enemy layer. They're not afraid to continue to push on through. And you have to assume, again, the way Pledge is playing right now, they are jumping their weight right back up, proving that they want to be inside the top 10 at least by the time this is all over.
Yeah, that's for sure. And looking up at the high ground, you see Goku, Chewy, and Magnolia. They're doing a good job of holding the high ground thus far. It doesn't look like they even have anybody considering going up against them. So if they can maintain that, that could be a good sign of a victory royale here in their future. Now, though, Pledge, TabsG, and Teo just trying to get ahead of zone as so many other players rotate in similar layers to them. So if they're not careful, they can find themselves getting dropped into a box or find themselves going up against players they just can't afford to fight right now.
Yeah, for sure. But we're inside the top 10. No teams can afford to fall now. They've made it this far. Top 5 is just within striking distance here. Pledge, Teo, and Tabs might be able to pull off this low ground victory royale here. It is possible. They're working their way around these layers, really trying to decide, okay, where is the spot that we want to be here? They're going to find Goku on their layer. Nice pickup there, but it does not come without its punishment. One player goes down. Teo is officially knocked here. Up and over the mountain they go. Great reads here and in front of the storm line. Perfectly positioned out to, once again, just look at these angles here. Look for elims. This is just the signs of a true veteran team, a team that's been in these end games multiple times. So all that practice paying off on high ground. How in the world did Jack and Slacks manage to pull this one off? But they sneak their way on up. They snatch up height, and now it's all theirs. But Pledge, man, Pledge is still going. It's looking so good, Panda.
Pledge is looking really good. Now trying to take out Niddle. Niddle not going to go down. Casker does go down, though. Pledge and TabsG just working in this final one. Look at that. They find a campfire. It doesn't give them a ton of health, but just enough to keep them going confidently. And looking as these players dwindle down, there are only 3 teams remaining in these final moments as Jack and Slacks holding the high ground. Niddle trying to hold on by himself in the mid ground, and TabsG and Pledge holding down the low ground.
Yeah, listen, those are a couple tags that are going to go a long way. It gives him the HP that he's going to need. Now he finds a chug cannon as well. 10 elims, make it 11. Jack goes down. The siphon, he waits for it masterfully. Perfect there now. Picks up another chug cannon, so now he's got 2 to work with here. More HP than he can ever ask for before. He's going to try and make his way back to the campfire. This is that game knowledge that, again, keeping track of where this was. That tag that he had before is going to work out, and then he finds Flax as well. 11 eliminations. Yeah, definitely trying to get the fight going here. Mongrel already found an elim here to kick this off, and now seeing if they can dismantle the rest of this team. Actually, that was a knock right there. Got onto Cheppy. Cheppy gets picked up. Aviv puts him back down, so someone actually snipes that elim. But hold up, though. Let's see what's going to happen here. Mongrel looking for the shots. Doesn't find any. Sweeps around the side. Big tag there. One more AR. Yes, finds that too. 95 tag, and then the follow-up. Easy. Making it look simple here. That's a full trio wipe. All by the hands of Mongrel, by the way. His team's here to back him up. There's another trio in the mix, so just playing good defense. And now a bit of a more, I'd say, veteran team, experienced team, and Glace, Aviv, and Crispy here. They're not going to jump in the box. He's thinking, hey, this is one team, and they're that close. Like, I think we could do this, right? But on the other side, there's a team above that squad right there, so he doesn't really have all the information to make that decision there. Luckily, he holds off and look, just finds even better angle, looks on down instead. And I think now this is going to open up his eyes. Hey, let's do that again. How many more teams are down here? Because they're going to have to move here. So, unfortunately, Sniper misses the Q. He falls down, puts some builds in between them. Now they decide, hey, maybe it's a little ineffective for us to shoot through those. So we can just vibe out. We'll take this next free rotate. We're chilling here. 6 elims. Nothing really too much to worry about right now. On high ground, though, Versa, Castery, and Waze there. Pull it all off. They get it. Here comes the moving. Remember, some of these teams are going to have to go up and over this mountain. Others are going to go right around, basically for free here. And there it is. Launch pads are coming out now. Everyone's on the move here.
Yeah, everyone on the move as Jays and Pump still continue to survive. You see Jays utilizing the builds to kind of protect them from some of the shots coming up above. Now Pump getting them built into a nice little spot here. Jay's going to be able to heal up a little bit. Does definitely need it if they're going to continue to survive as a duo here in these final moments. They are below Storm Surge by quite a bit, so they're going to have to connect with some of these players rotating in. It just happens to be Mongrel, Lanoof, trying to rotate forward. You see Pump diving the box, gets the knock onto Mongrel. That is a huge elimination there for them, especially considering that team just dropped a ton of mats for Mongrel to kind of push ahead. So now you see the teammates without material, Jays and Pump now with another elimination on the board, and all these teams still alive here. You see Flecken, you see Eclipse, you see Bizzle, you see Aviv, you see Asian Jeff, you see Oliver OG, like so many players still fighting for these final moments as now Pump is up in the air, taking a bit of a risky launch pad.
Yeah, and just honestly, great observation across the board there, Panda. Like, you know, all the maps that they lose, but there's a battle on height right now. A team goes for that crazy play we were talking about, launch pads straight on up. Lanoof looks up too. He's like, hold up, what are all these shots I'm listening to above me? Hey, let's go ahead and see what we can do about it. But no, the EU ping's going to hold him back here. He's going to get slipped through the builds there, falls on down, and now Bad Sniper hopefully will be able to hold things down and follow suit. Yes, there he is. They rejoice with one another. Now looking for that elim here. Into the box he goes, and no, it's just too much action happening here. That's going to be 11th place fall for him, but can Bad Sniper stay alive for a little bit longer in the low ground? Bizzle finds Glaze. That's a little bit of a gun exchange there. It's not going to find anything, but it's okay. He's still in this game and healthy. Bizzle finds Rehan there. Jays, what can he do? Solo player by himself with every team that falls. That's more placement, just keeping in the game right now. Break that 400-point threshold. Not bad at all. He needs this siphon here. No, doesn't find a white tag. Someone slips in the build. 116. That's the legendary pump in effect right there. The storm's coming through. He tries to make a clever edit, but no. Gets read like a book there, and down he goes. Fresh team, though, Panda. Just sweeps on up to high ground, right? Amongst all the chaos. And now they're up here, just sitting pretty. Not many elims or anything like that, but hey, it's a victory royale potentially in their grasp now.
Yeah, and look, these players know that they need that victory royale, and they know they need as many eliminations as they can get. especially with teams like Bucky's team just getting word that they just had now the biggest game of the day with first place with that victory royale, 18 eliminations and a total of 163 points in one single game. That is just absurd, Monster. So players like Asian Jeff, they kind of need to repeat that same energy if they want to find themselves climbing the leaderboard.
Yeah, definitely. But this game can still put them in top 400 or 400 points if they can find the 3 elims on the high ground, which is going to be pretty tough to pull off. Oliver OG, we know, is a ridiculously sound player here, paired up with a Liege as well. So this is a trio right here. This is a solid trio, but high ground has all the advantage. They have the mats. We know they have the gun power as well. And we talked about how to win from these low ground spots. You got to be offensive, and this is why they need to right now. They're starting to run out of materials. Asian Jeff with a hero play. Jumps on up, catches another one. Asian Jeff needs to win this gunfight. He does as well. There's the siphon. He's still in this, and he gets the mats, and now that's a full refresher. Buys him all the time in the world here. Oliver OG goes up. He falls, though, so he effectively gives back health to the opponents here. 2v2 situation. Bra cannot afford to go down here, but Jeff is out for blood, and no, he's gonna fall there. I think that's gonna be it. The panic sprays from inside the zone, and it's a free win there for them, but
Yep, and here it is. I think they're going to attempt to drop them down, and that's what they're doing. You have to be careful, right? You know that they know where you're at. Like, you cannot take that risk. But only 6 builds remain. And it looks like the focus is here from the entire lobby, and it's not going to work as Versa ends up taking out Tragics here in those final moments. That is a tough ending to the series here, or the Cash Cup Extra here for Creo, Illest, and team. So look, Tragics did his best to stay alive, but unfortunately just didn't work. Now though, the team that was in second place wanting to creep up into first, it is Reverse Day Miro, and it looks like they're set up for success with the high ground here early on.
Yeah, but listen, they still got a long way to go here. They got to survive. They need more elims. This is looking like their game, though, to win right now. There's no way they drop the ball now. This rotation's so important. They go for a fight on it. Nice find onto Jane in there. Big first elim this late. Not the usual Reverse 2K, Day and Miro, but playing a smart, slow and steady game here. They have this win in the bag right now. The Cash Cup Extra is all but theirs to take right now, so long as other teams are not popping off in those other lobbies. But it looks like we have the bulk of the top competitors right here, right now.
Yeah, and look, I mean, 629 points is great, but it's still not beating Creo, Tragics, and Illest, so they have to stay alive here, as it looks like Iomzo, Nut, and Chucky have taken high ground. So let's see if they can kind of maintain that again. We really haven't seen a dominant high ground performance thus far. However, that could easily change here in this game.
Anything can still happen. Anything can still unfold here. It is so close. Let's not forget, up at the top too, like, you know, Iomzo, Chucky, and Nut were not that far. They were coming into this in top 4, guys. They have high ground right now, so it's not just up to Day, Miro, and Verse 2K right now to win this. Our high ground team has a winner's chance as well. And let's not forget, Commandment, Sense, and Edgy came into this game in top 6 too. So, you know, one big game from them, and that's it. So here it is, trapped in the box. Can Miro escape or pop off here? No, he gets taken out. He gets finished off. It's up to Reverse 2K and Day now who are alive, but that's still going to be a tough ask as well on high ground. Our 4th place team coming into this is still alive. They're probably in first place right now, considering how many points they would have picked up right now. Edgy and Scented find 3 in the elimination feed there. They still have a chance here too. Reverse 2K, it's not looking good. He's in a box as well. You gotta get out, son. No, he gets caught on the exit there. It's Tabne who's still alive here. And these are big trades there. They fall. They don't make enough either. The overthrow our first place team of Creo and Crew. And now it's up to Chucky, Nut, and Iomzo to win this tournament here.
This is crazy to see. You see, it looks like Cease holding on there for Tabne and team. Like, and it looks like even him going down. I mean, these players are just dwindling. Scented, Edgy, Commandment down on the low ground. Not Iomzo and Chucky holding down the high ground, or holding up the high ground, I should say, as these final moments can conclude. And you see Smacked and Niddle actually pushing into zone a little bit. A bit of a risky play, to say the least, especially with the damage the zone or the storm is doing at this moment. So they have to rotate, make sure they stay in. There it is. Low ground kings, to say the least, and Commandment sent it. Edgy, they're looking to make a continued comeback and remain a team that's only gotten top 10s in their performances here on the Cash Cup Extra.
Hey, man, every appearance they've made, they've managed to pop off and show off what they have. Guts and grit here, but they still have to continue to push because they were so far behind and they're not in that 600 threshold. First place may be out of reach, but the game, their history, their records that they've been holding on to, breaking, setting, still remains here. 574 for them. 3 teams remaining. A couple more elims separate them, and now we get to watch Nut and Iamzo on high ground. Aviva inside the storm line. It's probably all over for him. Iamzo in Nut might be your game 1 or your final game winners, but no, not if you ask Commandment. Commandment finds the shot. Edgy follows up, scented with the clap back, and they don't break 600, but they do walk home with the cannot count them out. They've been that consistent, and look, they end up in top 6 here. And at the top, though, we got our winners here, Kelly.
What? Jamper, Threadsky, and Rise. We definitely saw their name in the top 10, but they definitely